And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, here's Mixon. Gain of 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Here we go.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Set, 180. Check 52's the money. Okay, double up.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. They set up the screen to Chubb. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll toss it to Hunt. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Mayfield going to take it on the sneak. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack, but I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. So that'll back them up 5. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick here is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions. And
now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Now Landry. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be a big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is a turnover. You just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At 368.
Here we go. Tighten up. Check.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later.
It got his man complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for the Bengals. 58 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, it's 9-0. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Let him know.
To throw again, Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
That's what I do. Kill. 93, 52, 90.
And Dalton to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go.
The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. Dalton operating in the red zone now. And he's got it. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Alert, 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 alert.
Rock the pass. Mike 52.
First down, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Alert, 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 alert.
On second down now, it's Hunt. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Good. 180.
Go, go, go. Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Watch out.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. He finds Coleman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Good. 180.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Focus, defense, focus. Alert, flare, alert, flare, flare, flare.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Kareem Hunt with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Mike, 58.
He goes 368.
Keep it up, guys.
Dalton here from the gun. Time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. So Dalton now. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
On first down, Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
180.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
Mayfield on play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Hurry.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Watch the run.
Run.
3rd and long for Mayfield. It's caught by Coleman. And he's got this down to the 35. They needed 19, and that's precisely what they got. And by the length of a football, it's a first down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Tight dog.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
At the 31-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for Landry that time, and that takes us from second to third down. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Check cross, check cross, check cross. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Hurry, hurry! Watch out!
On third down, here's Hunt. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
180!
I don't think you got it, sir.
Watch out!
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
180!
They go with Chubb on second down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third.
Hey, alert 33!
No, check that, check that. We got Mike 50. Check
Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, they might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a...
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
I'm coming after you.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time. Let's get off the field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Andy Dalton. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. 47 yards.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darqueze Dennard. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Joe Mixon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. That's complete to John Ross. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Let's get it together, defense.
Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Andy Dalton now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. As his guys are back within a single score. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
52, Mark 52. Stop your whining. Safe.
Run.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And they'll get this down to the 10. They pick up 11 in addition to moving the chains. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. Of course you're going to give it to him.
Big spot. Andy Dalton to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He's unable to... Completed there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They come out here in the eye. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they are now just an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
The Browns drive about to get started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Wahoo!
Now Mayfield completes it to Coleman. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On third and short, the fullback Burton. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Mayfield now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
Here's Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Guys up! 318!
Watch the pass! Watch the pass!
Mixon with a first down carry. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. 25 yards to the house. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. The Browns drive about to get started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Real.
Hey. 4 down.
My 52. Hey. My 7. I got it.
One last shot from Mayfield here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that, because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for Cincinnati, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This